Hello, everyone. Welcome to the ninth episode of Experience Matters. And today we have a very special guest with us. A great feat he has achieved. He is none other than Mr. Soumalya Mitra, who is currently studying in JU fourth year and has achieved a GATE AIR 50 in chemical engineering this time. Congratulations, Soumalya. GATE AIR 50. It's not a small feat, it's a huge, huge achievement. What do you have to say? How do you feel about it?
So firstly, Chelda, thanks for inviting me for to interact with in this session. And firstly, I would say that it is obviously a good feeling because once you have studied the subjects of chemical engineering, there is 12 subjects of chemical engineering, major 12 subjects in your 4 years of BTech. So obviously, when your effort gets reflected in something, and when it's a competitive exam like GATE, so obviously it's totally a very satisfying feeling overall. And the another important feeling is that I have given the exam during my study period, that is in during the fourth year. So that is why it is also another good feeling, because in fourth year you have a lot of things such as the placement season going on in full swing. You have the seminars to give, the also the CTs, the semesters, the pressures are always there when you are studying in JU. So that is why it's a more or less a very satisfying feeling, I would like to say mainly.
Great, great, Shomallo. And it's not a small feat, 50 ranked all over India. AIR 50 is not a small feat. So, coming straight away and cutting all the crap, I want to know what has been your secret strategy? What's the secret behind that rank of AIR 50? What was your secret strategy or
Uh,
plan?
See, Chella, so I did not have any such strategy. So in my second year, second sem of study, I made it very clear to myself that I will get him the GATE exam in my third year, because I knew that the GATE just gave the permission in 2021 for the third years to attempt. So I thought that I will go for the third year attempt only. So that's why I joined the Vani Institute in order to prepare the for the GATE exam in the third year. And there I followed the classes, the lectures quite regularly. Plus, so there the semester I followed the semester's classes as the part of regular coursework. So in third year, I was able to secure a rank of around 252 in third year. And then after reaching my when I completed the third year attempt, I thought that I will go even hard in the final attempt, because in fourth year, obviously, if you get a good rank within 100, then obviously GATE opens a lot of gates in front of you, like. And I that's why I went for the study. And then I make contact with Deepak Pandey sir, and moved under his guidance in engineers. So that's what has been more or less.
Great, 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 Shomallo. It's great to know that you started your preparation since the third year only. And many people these days are quite skeptical whether they should go for GATE in the very third year. Because they have opened it recently. The GATE examination is open to the third years as well. So, I was wondering what do you would suggest as the ideal time frame when the preparation should actually start, because when you come afresh in the first year or second year, you don't really know the subjects. Once you come close to the subjects, you get accustomed to the subjects, you are already in the third year. So should the preparation of GATE examination start from the very third year, or should you wait till the fourth year first semester or something like that to actually start your preparation or to kickstart? And many people also suggest that it should be started some 4 to 5 months before proper preparation, and then you can attempt. Doesn't require a 1 year long preparation. Sometimes you lose track or you forget what you started in the beginning if you study for too long, or study for 1.5 years preparation. So, what is your take on this? What do you think is the ideal time, according to you, for preparing and securing a good rank in GATE?
See, according to me, I think you are neither too early or never too late. So if you may fix your mindset that I will give the GATE exam, so directly, why not start it from first year? Like in GATE, you have two subjects which are engineering mathematics and general aptitude. If you want to do well in the GATE, obviously the route will come if you get good score there. That is around 15 in FT and 13 in maths. If you get around 20 out of 28, then obviously it's a good score. So I would suggest that in your first year, everyone has the engineering mathematics as a common subject to study. So I would suggest that start with the maths, start with linear algebra, start with calculus, because they are heavy scoring portions. So in the mathematics part is concerned, and in aptitude, if you are an engineering student and if you have got a more or less a decent rank in the joint entrance. So obviously your aptitude part is good, but only thing is that you have to brush up the concepts regularly, because in apti there is not a well defined syllabus for any branch of engineering whatsoever. Every year they mix up the question, like this year on itself they asked a lot of question in English, which was unexpected. So if you had a good hand in English, then reading habit, a good strength in vocabs, obviously you could do it well there. But as it is, and when but the best time if you want to give the exam well in fourth year attempt, that is in your year of passing, then obviously I would suggest that the best time to start is that the third year starting is the best time, so that you get at least a year long time or something more than that, at least 14 to 15 months you have to give yourself, because see, there are 12 subjects of chemical engineering there. So obviously and the questions which are asked, the pattern, if you see that it has changed it from 2019 2020 onwards, like unlike the last few years when 2016 we used to get a question lot based on the previous year's concept. But this it requires but the attempt that the paper standard which has been set since 2020 2019, it requires a vast understanding of the subjects and as a result the concept. So if you want to develop the concept like chemical reaction engineering CRE, you have to give 45 to 55 hours in that. So obviously it will take 1 month of your solid preparation. Mass transfer you have to, it is a say 60-hour subject, so obviously you need 1 month. And obviously so you cannot give the best effort in 4 5 months. It has to be a year long process, and I would suggest that focus on the process first, that then the other things obviously follows.
Great, great, Shomanlo. That's great to know. As you picked up the anecdote correctly, agreed. So that you can pick up your engineering mathematics and learn from there your aptitude, sharpen your aptitude skills, and thereafter, to summarize, you said that proper preparation of 12 to 14 months is the specific ideal time, because you have 12 subjects to prepare, and probably each subject you would require a month or so, and then at the end you will have to revise all of them all together to go for a good examination. So coming straight away to the point, as you mentioned correctly, 12 subjects, a lot of subjects plus aptitude as well, engineering mathematics as well. There is a lot of subjects here and there, and each subject has a lot of things to study. I also have been a student of chemical engineering, so I can vouch for the fact that there are a lot of intricate details. Some of the intricate formulas are there, a lot of things. Even when you mention CRE is not a small subject. That's why you clearly mentioned that 55 hours it would take. So taking anecdote from there, what I would like to understand is, when you have so much of a syllabus to deal with, unlike other exams like CAT or ZAT, where the syllabus is very less, where you can focus on one thing and practice and practice and practice to make it perfect. Rather than that, GATE is a completely different domain where you have a vast syllabus. So to deal with it, how do you actually understand that these are the topics to be focused upon? If you can specify a few topics that was your interest, or what you felt are extremely important for the GATE examination, these topics must be covered for a good GATE rank. If not a single digit or double digit, at least a GATE rank within 500 or 600 can be covered with these topics. If somebody is going for a last minute revision also, covering all the 12 subjects, what do you think are the topics that one should focus on?
Firstly, I would suggest that uh, maths and apti, as I mentioned, they account for 20 marks of your gate. So if you want to secure a good rank, obviously you have to target at least 15 to 18 from that, if not 20. And it obviously depends on spot what is the difficulty of the questions asked in the gate. But obviously, any sort of situation, I think 15 to 18 should be the target. And if the paper is good there, you can make a lot of attempts. Obviously, go for 20 and 22. Then obviously what comes next is the I will suggest as per the weightage asked in gate, such as then go comes the very big subject in gate, which is the mass transfer operations. In mass transfer operations, in every year, if you see the gate history, every year you will get a question on distillation. So distillation is a very important topic in mass, so far as mass transfer is concerned. Either a 2 marks question or a 2 mark question clubbed with a 1 mark question is every year asked. Then the second part is the absorption. In absorption, obviously the analytical part, not the graphical part. In gate, if you get the if you that is the minimum solvent flow rate, from there the optimum, and obviously from there the NTU concept. In NTU there are a big formula for NTU OG, for analytical calculation. Obviously you have to go through that. Then there's the Kremser equation, which goes for both the absorption and the extraction. The more the what is the NP for absorption, the number of stages for counter current extraction is the same. So you have to memorize the formula. And what is the n is a very large formula. So what can you do to memorize the formula is to practice the pyqs of gate. That will serve your purpose more or less. Then what comes is the drying question. Drying, if you can complete it. And then obviously you have the mass transfer coefficient, the theories, the theoretical questions are framed. If you can do it on spot, you will get the marks. So that is how it goes. Then CRE, I think CRE, the chemical reaction engineering, is also a very big subject. We more or less 9, minimum 9, maximum 13 marks is asked. So in gate, if you focus on CRE 1 first, you can easily crack 6 marks there, which consist of mainly the ideal reactor operations, CSTR PFR operations, the CRE1 considering the kinetics, the basic design equation. If you, that's a very mathematical portion, and trust me, if you practice all the PYQs properly, then only you will be eligible for getting a 5 or 6. Then comes the heterogeneous portion, which is obviously, I would suggest that it is a very conceptual portion which will require study. So if you spend some time in grasping the concepts, see, you have to do it a bit early. That is within August, September, you have to complete these conceptual subjects such as CRE, mass, fluid, etc. So if you give some time, obviously you can score the marks. Then comes the RTD portion, which is also very mathematical as well as a conceptual. So I think that if you have the concept, the problem will, no matter how much difficulty is asked, you can get it. And what I would suggest is that not to go for the shortcuts initially. Practice the PYQs first and then go for the shortcuts. At least 2 to 3 times of proper PYQ practice is must before you write the gate. Then there is another scoring subject, which is the PDC, or the process dynamics control, which accounts for 9 to 11 marks again. So if you have the concept of such as the dynamics, if you have the concept of basic controller operations, what is a p controller, PID, you have the idea about what is an offset, you have the idea of the closed loop transfer function, you have basic idea regarding the stability, the Routh array concept, or the board stability criteria. If you know the graphs of the frequency response analysis, obviously we will be eligible for 5 to 6 marks here also. I think in any situation whatsoever. And then comes another scoring subject in gate, which is a heat transfer. In heat transfer, firstly account for the two portions which gives the maximum marks. Then which is the conduction, heat exchanger. Both the parts, if you do it properly, every year you will get a question here and there on the conduction and the heat exchanger. This time also, no surprises, it was asked proper. And then you go for the convection, the derivations part, which will obviously require a lot of theoretical understanding. Then the another two most conceptual subjects, fluid transfer, fluid mechanics, and engineering thermodynamics, not the solution. So there, if you develop the concepts, there, if you have studied properly, if you have proper notes, obviously if they account for 7 to 8 marks individually. So you can at least get 3/4. There is a pump question in every year. Fluid mechanics, the pump question is asked. If you know the engineering Bernoulli's equation, you know the basic which terms to cancel when there is a piping network given, then obviously then the main challenge is the calculation. Well, the better you are in calculation, which will obviously depend upon the how many problems you have practiced there. And then and the basic head loss equation, the pipe, the Hagen-Poiseuille equation, you have to be thorough in that. And then in thermodynamics, obviously it's a very conceptual subject. So in if you are good with the processes, basic understanding of the processes, the graphs, obviously you can score there. And then comes the three subjects which I will mention, which will decide your rank. That is the mechanical operation, the chemical technology, and the plant design economics, and also to some extent process calculation. In these subjects, which totally account for 15 to 20 marks, if you can score here, obviously your rank will be decided. And these subjects are like that, you either know or you don't know. Also solution thermodynamics, must say, because every year they account for a lot of 2 marks. And don't think anything other than, if see if the maximum marks that a question can give you in is 2 marks plus 2. So it does not matter whether you are solving a mass transfer question or a mechanical operation question. If that is, in the end of the day, if you can solve it correctly, you will come with a plus 2. Or then if you cannot solve, whether it's NAT, you will not get any credit. If it is an MCQ of 2 marks, you will lose marks definitely. So go for the proper solution, proper calculation. That will be my take on this.
Great, Somal. It's a very, very detailed answer, I think. absolutely to the point. You picked up the subjects individually, and the way you explained, if somebody doesn't know what PYQ means, PYQ refers to the previous year questionnaires, as far as Somallo was referring to. So you will have to go back to the previous year questionnaires, as you mentioned. So most of the concepts are covered in the previous year questionnaires only, and only practice and practice and practice to get the calculations thorough. Try to practice. One of the tips that I would like to share here, because I have been also through the same procedure. I've given gate once, though it was not that serious as Somallo has been giving, but definitely one suggestion would be to use the calculator that is provided on the gate forum, because what we eventually what
Virtual
we,
calculator, that is.
yes, virtual calculator, what we usually do is type with our calculator, our home calculator on our mobile. We are not very accustomed with that calculator. So try to use that virtual calculator, give more and more mocks, give more and more previous year questionnaires, try to solve that. You will get the basics. And if you want to understand subject wise what are the important topics, as Somallo has clearly bifurcated what are the number of questions with the assigned marks that usually comes in the gate for that subject in particular. As Somal has mentioned, you can rewind the video and you can refer to those points where he has talked about each one subject and what are the important topics covered in it. So quite well explained, Shomallo, and I believe that this is the proper way how a person should be dealing with it. That individually pick up one subject, and as you mentioned, very interestingly and importantly, so a very important verdict of yours, that no matter you score in a mass transfer question or heat transfer question, at the end of the day, you are scoring. That's what matters. If you cannot solve and you know the concept, it doesn't really matter if you cannot solve it at the end of the day.
It will be of no use,
it,
definitely,
it
if
will
you
it
know
will
that
be of no use.
concept.
Absolutely, Pramod. So taking the anecdotes from how to prepare for gate, what are the important topics, what is the exact time frame, now I would come to the options after gate, and this will be much more interesting to the people around as well. Many people have been wondering that what after gate, what are the options that one can explore post gate. So according to you, what options are open for a candidate who tries to secure a good rank, or why should a candidate at all try to secure a good rank and get what are the things that are there for him or her after gate?
See, firstly, uh, for if you give the gate and if you secure some rank, that is, if you just qualify the exam. Let me just start it from the very basic. If you qualify the exam, you will be eligible of rupees 12,400 as a stipend that an MTech candidate receives, provided you are doing in MTech in any part of India, in any college, whether government or private whatsoever. You become eligible for that stipend from that very day, the very day you qualify the gate exam. And then obviously the gate, as I know, will open a lot of gates. So it is this exam, this exam makes you eligible to apply for the MTech or the MS programs in the several top premier institutes of the country, such as the IISc Bangalore, the IIT Bombay, the IIT Kanpur, the IIT Madras, and IIT Kharagpur, IIT Guwahati, etc., which are the old 7 IITs and IISc. And obviously there are a lot of colleges. In fact, our very own Jadavpur University also accepts gate score for their part of PG admission. And also there are other colleges such as the top NITs, NIT Surathkal, NIT Trichy, NIT Rourkela, NIT so there are a lot of colleges. And also there are the lot of public sector undertaking companies which accept the gate score as a part of their recruitment. If you definitely get a good gate score, obviously you will be eligible, you will receive a call from them for the interviews. And first, see, these are the opportunities. And let me also stress on the fact that the subjects which are taught, which are being covered in gate, the same subjects only you have to write your semester papers on. That is in your when, if for example, if I consider that you are in second year or third year of your study, in fourth year, as you get, the papers get become diluted. So but also in fourth year, the gates weightage is not there. Only the subjects such as plant design economics is there in fourth year. So if I consider that you are in your second or third year of your BTech, so if you have a proper background preparation of gate, obviously scoring well in semesters will not be an issue for you. That was my take points on this.
Great, Shumallo. So a lot of options as you explored. Now, quickly coming in, candid, a reply to that would be, why did you give gate on the first hand, and what would you like to do since you have secured a AIR 50? The doors are almost open on all the genres, as you mentioned, for you as an engineer who's passing out of his college, and you are looking, bright sunny day for you with a AIR 50. What do you wish to do after gate?
See, Chelda, let me be very honest that why did I start preparing for GATE? So it was around 2021. That time, due to the COVID pandemic and a lot of such the shutdown of industries, the placement season of the 2021 batch was, I think, not that much satisfactory. So, and in that very year also, our seniors, can I take names here? That is who have secured good ranks.
Yes, sure, sure. You can take names. No
Yes,
issues.
our seniors such as Saurabh Bhattacharya, Shaunak Marjit, Kaustubh Roy Dada, and Shaunak Sarkar Dada, they secured top ranks in GATE. And perhaps that was around in 2 to 3 years history, that was the best performance for JU Chemical. So in 2021, so I interacted with them during their after their results, and they told that if you want to secure a good rank, the best part is now, because obviously in second year second sem, if you can start, you obviously you can make up in within the third year, you can get an idea where do you stand, because we have the opportunity. So I started preparing for GATE. And Chelda, I would like to suggest that I wanted to remain in the core field, such as no matter what happens, even if there are lot of less opportunities in if during the time of our passing out, I made up my mind to remain in my core field. And that's why I started to prepare for GATE. And so far as after GATE is concerned, I have not yet been able to decide about what will I do. So that's it. I'm still in the process of means that deciding, that is what, whether I will go for the academic higher studies, or whether I will go for the job. So I'm still in the decision making phase, you can say.
I
So that's
understand that you are totally in a fix. Maybe now you will have to, with the gaining popularity and as well as the fact that you have scored AIR 50, it would take some time for you to also process the entirety of it and decide that what you are going to do. But whatever you do, you will be the best at it. I'm pretty sure in that, and I wish you all the very best for that. So coming back to what we were discussing previously as well, the gate, and probably I will wrap it up with this question and then some additional tips as well. uh, Many people do ask time and again, what are the exact study materials that we will follow? What is the exact institute that we should go with? What is the exact ecosystem that we should create around ourselves? How should we manage the time? Or an overall, what should be the study materials or the books, or how do you actually remember the formulas? Is there any strategy to it? Because there are a lot, as you mentioned clearly while you were discussing the preparation phase as well, you clearly mentioned that there are a lot of formulas in absorption. You clearly mentioned that NTU formula is there, where you take out the height of the tower, NTUOG and HTOG, in terms of heat
it.
transfer as well. In fact, there are a lot of other things as well. The distillation column design, how we draw in the graphical approach of it, a lot of things here and there. And when we actually bring all of that together, a lot of formulas, a lot of suggestive books, a lot of materials lying here and there, people are confused that which one to go with, since there are a lot of options also now readily available because of the internet, open internet access to everybody. They do not know which particular streamline they should follow for this course of action, and what should be the proper material and the guidance that would help them crack gate. So any particular suggestions which helps us structure the approach and unidirects that from your end?
See, so far as my preparation is concerned, I moved under Deepak Pandey sir's guidance in engineers, which is in online. Mainly refer to the online lectures, live course, and the test series. I see the people tend to collect a lot of test series for GATE from this institute, X institute, Y institute. But I would suggest that test series, if you collect it at the end of the day, you will never complete. That is two test series, you will never be able to complete. I would suggest that take one test series, finish that properly, and even if that consists 50-60 tests, I think nobody completes that. So in my opinion, if you give 40 plus tests, uh, including 20 full tests, you are very much good to go. You will more or less get the feel of the exam, what is the main exam all about. And I think if you and always for so far as the ecosystem part is concerned, try to be with those students who have the same mindset and the same goal like you. Such suppose if you and also who are academically serious, try to move, because in see Chelda, in our batch there was a boy who brought a rank of 34 in third year, and in this year with our attempt he has secured AIR 9. So I must in his name is Bhaskar of our batch. So I more or less discussed with him that what did you prepare here, what did you, what marks did you score in test series, or what questions you are facing difficulty. So there, if you can interact with the boys having similar goals, obviously you will have a feel that what your competitors around all India are doing. Because obviously in JU, it is tough to find a competitive ecosystem for that matter. So if you mix with those people who have the same goal like you, so you will get a lot of. And so far, see, in gate, if you there are no proper textbooks, you have to have your own proper notes. That is in CRE, my notes was around say 150 pages. And then obviously you have to have proper notes details, and then obviously you have to devote time to the question practice. People say that they have a formula book for formula book. So I also recommend that you have, suppose you get the long notes, that is a 150 notes page note of CRE. If you then compress it, write the important formulas only consisting that the formulas you are not being able to remember, that is, I think hardly it will take a page or two. Then try to memorize the formulas in the morning, because in morning the memorization part are done well. So in morning I would suggest that chemical technology is a very important subject in gate. That is, it is accounts for 4 to 5 marks. If you just read it properly, if you just read the notes properly, not even short notes are required, you will get it. So in keep the morning part of the schedule for memorizing formulas and notes. And obviously just memorizing formulas from the formula book won't suffice alone. You have to practice questions pertaining to those formulas, then only you will have to remember. Then only you will remember. And in the test series, if you face same question, suppose you are not being able to remember that formula at that moment, just keep it inside and read the analysis of the question later. Then if you make a mistake in the test series, then that mistake will be set in your brain forever. You will not forget that. You every time you will see a similar question in gate, you will it will strike, definitely will strike you that, see, I made the mistake, this similar mistake I will not make ever in my preparation. So I think that is the way to.
Great, great. As you clearly mentioned that, and I would recommend engineers Deepak Pandey sir, as you mentioned. So, one of the definite sources that one should go for. And apart from that, as you mentioned, that no textbooks, rather, make notes out of it, summarize and make a formula book, and preferably in the morning time, as per one's preferences. So everyone has their, it's quite subjective, has their preferred time, but preferably in the morning, as you said your preparation was, try to read again and again those notes and formulas and try to remember those. Apart from that, continuous practice, and most importantly an ecosystem, as you clearly mentioned. So just a couple of quotes on that, you are as good as your friends, or you are as good as your community around yourself. So make that, choose your friends very wisely and make that community. Even if you are friends with other people as well, doesn't matter, but you should have timely interactions with these people to understand what's going on in the ecosystem. And more than your friends, you should know your competitors. That is another quote that is continuously being emphasized upon. So I believe quite an insightful discussion that we had today. So I would wrap it up. So thank you once again, Shomallo, for your precious time. I would just end it up with last minute tips or suggestions that you would like to give to the fresh graduates that are coming out of their fourth year, or even in their third year, that are preparing for GATE, maybe looking at a career forward. Any particular tips or last minute suggestions for them?
See, for first thing, don't be dishonest to yourself. You can cheat anyone, but you cannot cheat yourself. So even if you lag behind in your schedule, admit it to yourself that, see, I am lagging behind at the moment, so I will not watch this, or I will not keep watch my favorite web series in phone, or I will not watch this IPL match today. I will complete it and then I will watch. So obviously you have to set short term goals. Don't set long term goals that by this month I will finish this, by this weekend I will do this. Try to set long term goals that today I will finish 10 questions on mathematics. Today I will finish 10 questions on CRE. Today I will finish 10 questions on mass transfer. And see, by the end of the week, 10 question, 10 question will obviously end up you with 70 question. And if the same spirit you can keep throughout the month, if considering month with 4 weeks, 280 to 300 questions you will have. So just can you imagine what can you do within a month if you keep, if you just be honest to yourself. So that's the main important message. Just be honest to yourself, no matter what happens, and keep be maintain a proper schedule. That is, apart from your college time, apart from your everything else, just try to devote 2 to 2.5 hours every day. Because the preparation is not a 1 week, 1 month, year. Unless you do it on a daily basis, people will you will have to learn from your mistakes. That is, today made, as I mentioned earlier, that today if I have made this mistake in the question, try to prepare yourself in such a way that I will never make this question again, make this mistake again in the my further course of preparation. And obviously set some goals, set some short term goals, reward yourself if you are achieving those goals. And obviously, but be serious and honest to yourself. That's it. These are my tips.
Great, 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 Somal. So to wrap it up, so to summarize the entire thing, stick to a schedule, make a schedule, stick to a schedule, be honest to yourself, make small steps towards the goal that you set, and you will ultimately reach there. No need to do or wait for a wonder overnight. You can constructively build it over a period of 12 to 14 months and nurture it throughout, nurture the culture throughout, make a great community of friends, share time with them, discuss with them, understand your competitors, and most importantly, be honest to yourself. That's the tip from Somallo, who has secured a AIR 50. So that was a great discussion. Thank you, Somallo, once again for your precious time and for coming onto the show and grace us with your presence.
Thanks. And Chelda, thanks. The your channel has also helped me during my preparation time. That is, I have referred in engineered learnings for every my placement interview. I have referred it, and the way the videos have been analyzed here are definitely a life saving video. And descriptions are given in even it for semester's examination. I have referred to the Chemtech playlist which is available here. So I for then I would also like to mention that for any aspirant who is preparing for on-campus placement interviews or even your semester examinations, even for GATE, please refer Chelda's channel. And obviously, I have till now I have seen many our college seniors such as Ongonda and many other seniors who have come in Chelda is in sessions and have given their insights. And today it was really a great experience for me to be a part of this channel. Thanks, sir.
Great, great.
Thanks,
It
sir.
was absolutely lovely having you on board, Somallo. Thank you very much once again for your presence. That's it for today. We are signing off. If you like it, share it, subscribe it, share it with your friends, hit the bells icon for regular updates. We would wrap up the session. We will keep bringing more content like this. Signing off. Thank you very much.
Thanks, brother.